Okay, my friend, welcome back into Ultimate Soccer. Right now, we're going to talk about the playoff semi-finals, and then we'll have an idea at the end of this when I give you my prediction of who I see in the final, of who's actually going to be there. There's 4 clubs that can make it, yeah? Only one will. But 4 clubs that battled all season to finish 3rd to 6th. Take a look at the table as we finish the season. Very close, very close. We're going to talk about the form. We're going to talk about stats. We'll also give you the details of when those games are coming off as well. But again, only one of these teams is going to make the dance. 3 games in quick succession. 2 semi-finals, home and away. Both clubs, that's 4 teams, but both clubs home and away. And then the final, May 25th at Wembley. I got a good feeling who's going to be there. Who do you think's going to the final? Who do you think is going to lose in the semi-finals? Does the current form continue for those that have it, and the bad form continue that those that don't? Stick around. You're going to see through the stats pretty soon what I've got on board for you. But I tell you, take a look at the pairings from the first and the second, and then take a look at the picture here coming up soon for the semi-finals in all the glory with all the details. So you're really going to be in the picture right from the start. One thing I want to show you, though, moving forward in brief time, is the finals that we've actually seen over the last 6 years. I tell you now, when you see that, you're going to be interested. I'll blow it up for you, and I'll leave some of the images of this towards the end of this video so you get to see it full screen, not just the little picture. And I'm sure you'll appreciate that much more. But again, everybody that was in this channel that liked, subscribed, and pushed this channel all the way through the season, I say big thank you to you, and I mean that from here all the way to you. So big thank you. And everybody, if you figure out right now who is going to the final or who you see winning the semi-finals, drop it down below. I'd love to know. All through season, I'll tell you this. I've interacted with Stockport fans, Charlton fans, Wycombe fans, and Orient fans. And I tell you what, everybody has been totally respectful. So big up to all 4 of you clubs and your fans. And if you've interacted with me one-on-one, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Stockport finishing 2nd, Charlton finishing 3rd, Wycombe 4th. Should have finished 2nd, Wycombe, and it faded away right at the end, yeah. We're going to talk about Mikey Dodds and all those coaches, and Orient finishing 5th. The story is about 4 teams, but for me, the story really is about 4 coaches. And when you look at these 4 coaches, as we will, you'll see what I'm talking about. Take a look at the betting odds. That's what the bookies are talking about right now. That's for this first set of 2 games. That's not the outcome between these 2 teams or these 4 teams prior to getting to the final. That's just the odds for this first set of games. Now, looking at the last 5, keeping it brief, Stockport, unbeaten in 5, 4 wins and a draw. The draw, 4 matches ago, still in great form. Stockport have been in great form under Dave Challoner. You'll hear the stats very soon. You'll hear the numbers as well because it's bloody impressive. Charlton, Nathan Jones also got Charlton coming on fire at the right time of the season. A couple of weeks ago, we're talking about this soon. They did shellac Wycombe 4-0. Who are they playing? They're playing Wycombe. You'll hear more about that one coming up. Wycombe themselves, 3 losses on the bounce. Prior to that, 2 wins. But the form has literally hit bottom at the worst time of the season. And who predicted it? We did. Yes, absolutely. They dropped points. We said they would, and it crumbled at the end of the season, whereas the other guys stormed to the end of the season, especially Orient right now. 6 wins on the bounce. Orient, 5 wins straight back-to-back in the last 5, but 6 ones on the bounce. I tell you what, Orient, could they be the dark horse to take it all? Richie Wellens, as you know, decent coach. He may well have his guys fired up. And there's also a couple of weapons when you're talking about Leighton Orient that I'm going to get to here pretty soon as well. But yeah, the betting odds, as it is what it is. First guy we're going to talk about is definitely going to be Dave Challoner, Stockport County. 25 wins, 9 losses, goal difference plus 30. Pretty decent. You've heard the form of the last 5, unbeaten in 8. They are the playoff favourites. You're going to hear my prediction for the final coming up very shortly, but literally, you got to say Challoner, champions last year in League 2, does a fantastic job again, had troubles, but kept it together, and at the end of the day, only 9 losses on the season. Very good season again by Challoner, and Stockport County, a very compact, in form team that literally is going to be tough to break down. Take them as the favourites to win it all. Charlton Athletic under Nathan Jones. I tell you what, big numbers for both these coaches. I hope you realise they're Dave Challoner's numbers. Big numbers for David Challoner, yeah? Absolutely huge. 55.6 literally on the season. Massive. Massive. And he's been there since November 2021. So, Dave, Stockport, you think of Dave Challoner, you think of Stockport County. Great job, literally. And coming into this set of semi-finals, literally, I've said it 3 times now, take it to the bank. If you're putting money on it, they are the guys to wander with. Nathan Jones now. Charlton Athletic. Bit of a bouncy season. It's an evolution. And there's some great interviews. If you go to Charlton Athletic FC at YouTube, there's some great interviews with all these coaches, but especially Nathan Jones. He talks about the togetherness of the club, the players, the journey they're all on, the journey that they're still going to be on, etc., etc., that this is a team that wasn't supposed to get here, and now we are. Hey, we got nothing to lose. I tell you what, they've got nothing to lose, but tip your hat to Nathan Jones. He's done a fantastic job, absolutely fantastic job, 48.57%. That's not too shabby at all. Both those 2 teams I've told you right now, Stockport and Charlton, are definitely the 2 teams that are majorly in form. Moving through, though, Wycombe Athletic, Mike Dodds. Matt Bloomfield had the 2nd spot nailed down, and he went to Luton, and unfortunately got relegated in the process. But when Matt Bloomfield was at Wycombe Wanderers would have finished 2nd. Nobody would have caught them. That you can take to the bank. Mikey Dodds comes in, does a great job at the start of it, but it starts to crumble. As you saw, we talked about it. We discussed it over the last couple of months that Wycombe eventually would start to falter, drop points at the worst time of the season, which they did, and that allowed Wrexham to spring over and capture 2nd spot. Had Wycombe kept Bloomfield, they would have finished 2nd, in my opinion, and would be a championship team right now, not even needing to go through the playoffs, because they probably would have pushed Wrexham into the playoffs. How about that for size? And finally, Orient, Richie Wellens. You know, not exactly the guy that you think could get them there, but he's pushed them all away. A feisty player, a feisty coach, a real battler. And when you're coming into the playoffs, you've got to battle. There's moments for finesse and there's moments for quality. But over the 2 legs, after 46 matches of a grueling season plus cup games, them legs are getting worn out. Time on the field is costly. And I tell you this, it's going to be a costly mistake at the worst time that costs either team here a place moving forward. But Orient and Richie Wellens, I got to tell you, they, as I said on their head, for me, could well be the dark horse moving through to take it all. Will they do it? Will they do it? Now, taking a look one more time, I said Orient come into this with what you would say somewhat of an advantageous positioning, where you say players in form. Take a look at the leaders, your shots on target, assists, and the goals. Take a close look. A real close look. I'm going to make a point about Orient and nobody else. You can talk about Coney and the rest of the guys, but remember, I'm talking about coaches here, how they've lined their teams up, who I feel will be moving through to a final pretty soon, and then moving up to the championship. Looking at individuals, yes, you can. And the great individuals who put the ball in the back of net, I told you about Richard Coney. Yes, he's another guy. Yeah, Dan Wooten's another guy who can do it on the day too. But I'm going to draw your attention to the Golden Boot winner, Charlie Kelman, 21 goals on the season. Orient has the #1 shot in the league. Also, do not rule out Matty Godden on 18 goals as well. When you put it together that the form that Orient is in with 6 wins on the bounce, do not rule out Stockport County 8 unbeaten. But when you factor in Orient, Leighton Orient, 6 wins on the bounce, 5 wins on the bounce in the last 5, top scorer of the league, Kelman. You've also got, like I say, Matty Godman. It bears no thinking about that they can get it done. I'm saying that's the secret for this playoff, is that Orient is the dark horse, nothing to lose, no pressure on them, all the pressure's on Stockport, and You'll find out who else too. And a hell of a lot of pressure is on Wycombe. But at this stage, with 3 losses back-to-back, nobody is expecting Wycombe to go anywhere now. It's all done and dusted. And Mikey Dodds, he can't pick it up. He can't resurrect it. It's done. In my money, on the table, making a flat bet, I can't see Wycombe turning this around. I really cannot. Looking at the prediction, I tell you, maybe that's what you want to hear about right now. Well, that's what I'm saying for the prediction. I really see this is only going to go one way. Stockport County eventually face off with Charlton Athletic. I think you're going to pit 2 great coaches from League One in the final on the day, and anything can happen. And it could be a case of one goal can make the difference. It could be a 1-0 game here because they're going to be so tightly matched. It could also turn out to be a 3-2 match. It could go one of 2 ways. But one thing is for sure, it will be a final where great football is played because both these guys bring great game. And remembering the times I've seen both of these teams this season, Stockport County impressed me with their controlling play of the match in their own half. Charlton, however, have impressed me with a togetherness, much like what you saw with Wrexham throughout the season, but a togetherness that has grown more so than other teams as they've progressed into the playoffs. They are, in my mind, a threat, a big threat to Stockport County and Championship football. But on the day, the favourite is definitely Stockport County to take it all and Dave Challoner to get another promotion with a club that obviously he's going to be at for quite some time, and quite possibly the next season will be in the Championship. I'm not ruling out Charlton, but I'm purely saying the numbers tell you who's who. Just the stats here before we move along. September 21st, 2024, Stockport County loses 4-1 at home to Orient. Big factor. February 1st, Orient loses 1-0 at home to Stockport. They're even 1 apiece. But goals, 2-4. Yeah. Looking at Wycombe Wanderers on the board here right now. Wycombe Wanderers 0, Charlton 4. That was April 21st. And also, December 29th, a 2-1 win for Wycombe at Charlton. Sorry, 2-1 win for Charlton at home against Wycombe. Charlton have done Wycombe twice on the season. So when you see what I see, the Stockport and the Charlton Athletic final does look realistic. And that's what I'm predicting. That's what I'm sticking with. If you think that it's going to go any other way, let me know down below. But that's what I'm predicting right now. One thing I want to leave you with, though, is that, and this is for Wrexham fans, we have another tale coming from an American fan that recently went to Wrexham to take in a game. We're going to tell you about the story, where they are from in the US, the traveling, what happened when they got to Wrexham, and the whole story. And just like PJ, who flew 10,000 miles from the family from Australia, Sydney, Australia, this is an American fan now going to Wrexham. And if you go to Wrexham, please get in touch. We'd love to tell your story too. So with that said, 4 matches, 2 semi-finals. We'll know pretty soon. We'll know what the final is. And I got to say, I'm looking forward to seeing who joins Wrexham, who joins Birmingham in the Championship next season. 1 can make it. 4 will try. Let's see who gets there. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, join the family. And next up, we're bringing that show from an American fan who went to Wrexham very recently to see the Red Dragons as they were moving to promotion to the Championship, like these 4 teams are trying to do. Like, subscribe, join us again, and hey, I hope your team makes it through to the Wembley final, and I hope your team gets to the Championship. Let's hear from you. Cheers.